I obliterated my own smartphone in the dumbest way possible, and I'm going to tell you about it. However, right after it happened, I got to thinking, I wonder if any of my friends here on YouTube have ever broken a phone and just not told anyone about it. Well, today we get the real truth, the whole story, the nitty-gritty, and the lowdown on how the ground has treated some of the people you see here on YouTube every single day. Let's get started.
Hey, my name is Aaron from Mr. Who's the Boss, and yes, I've broken a phone or two in my time. Probably the worst one though was I'd taken on a sponsorship from a phone case company. I'd heard they're fantastic, great reviews, everyone speaks highly of them. But then when I tested it by applying it to a phone and smacking it against a brick wall, for science, the phone shattered. This was bad for a few reasons. We had to cancel the sponsorship, we had to call off working with this case company forever, and then the phone that broke was a special pre-release phone that I was just about to film my review of. So no phone, no review. That was like 2 weeks worth of testing down the drain, so I treated myself to a consolation milkshake.
Hey Zach, this is probably the only time anyone has ever seen me in 60 frames per second. Do I look different? Okay, you asked me about a story of when I cracked my phone 2 days after it happened. This is the only time I've ever done this. I always go caseless. Not always, but for the most of the time. I just like the way it feels, right? And I will say, this iPhone 14 Pro has probably been dropped 20 times. Probably 20 times. It's gotten some scuffs around the edges, right? And so I think I just dropped it one time too many. It had enough, and the complete back just shattered. I mean, look at that at the bottom. Brutal. Oh. I mean, it feels like it's back in the day, like I have an iPhone 4 or something. It's so shattered. So I was on a Peloton bike, getting my workout on, right? And the mount that I bought was for an iPad mini. And the irony is I don't actually use my iPad mini at all. I always just use my phone to watch or listen to something. And so my phone just always kind of sits there, not very securely in the mount, I will say. And getting off the bike, I just hit the phone. It crashed to like a tile floor. And in that moment, I was just like, this might be the one time. This might be this time. And wow, it was a bummer. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think this is my first time that I've ever had something so dramatic happen to my phone. But yeah, still haven't replaced it because moving phones is just such a drag, but I need to. Will I? I don't know.
My crazy, annoying phone drop story. I just got a new phone. It's like a week old, and I was at a restaurant. It had marble floors, and I dropped the phone like 2 feet, and then it landed face down, and it was that moment. I knew, like, wood floor, it's amazing. You wouldn't think it's such a difference, but it's like that tiny little bit of shock absorption just changes everything. Those like instantaneous G's makes it so, you know, marble versus wood is just a world of difference. And so I delicately picked up and turned over my phone, and sure enough, completely shattered. And I was gutted because it was like from 2 feet high. I will say, and maybe you know more about this than I do, Zach, but the phone glass must be getting better because I do have a cover now, just a little lip on the end. Just does feel like it doesn't crack that much anymore. Maybe I'm just getting more cautious from being burned so many times. Anyways, that's my thing.
Hi, I'm Jason, and I have never broken a phone because, like a sane individual, I keep it within a case. Now, that's maybe not true. I have a terrible memory, so perhaps I just don't remember breaking a phone, but I do remember that phones used to be made out of plastic, and you could throw them across the room and nothing bad would happen. LG NB3 with a full keyboard, those were the days.
I have never broken a phone. I've broken at least 3 screen protectors by dropping my phone face down on rocks. I've broken at least 2 cases the same way, but because of that, I have never actually broken a phone.
Have I killed a phone in the past 5 years? Not really. I mean, I still have my Samsung S9 from many years ago, and if I kill my phone, it won't be in conventional ways. Like a few years ago, I made a hand crank charger for my phone, which killed it.
Turning much harder now.
Oh no, 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 no!
And I guess I have dropped my phone in the water a couple of times, but it has survived, especially after me putting it in the oven at the lowest temperature setting to dry it up. And thinking about it, I wonder how the battery didn't blow up under high temperature, but has survived.
So I personally have not broken a phone in a long time, and I haven't in the last 5 years, but I have dropped some, I have damaged some, but not enough to be broken. So the worst I've broken it lately was this past year. I was on a trip in another country in the back of a taxi, and we've all probably had this happen where I don't have a case on my phone, and sometimes that means it's kind of slippery, and I was sitting in the back of this car and it was sort of just sliding out of my pocket. And so when we arrived, I opened the door and it just slid out of my pocket directly onto the pavement, face down. It's actually the phone I'm holding, it's the iPhone 14 Pro. Slid out, clattered all over the ground, had some dings and some dents on the stainless steel, but the screen, no problems. The back, totally fine, not shattered. I guess I'm jinxing myself, but I've had pretty good luck lately not breaking phones with no case.
So I don't normally use a case, and that's largely because my main device over the last few years has been the Z Flip in its various incarnations. So to me, I really like the Z Flip because yes, I know it scratches very easily, especially the inner display, but when you close it up, there's a lot of protection there. Unfortunately, while it's not my fault, and I did not break my Z Flip 3, but the screen started bubbling a little bit, or at least the screen protector bubbled a little bit, and then a few months later, the screen actually just died. I don't know exactly what happened. There was no actual physical damage as far as I could tell. The screen had just decided to die on its own, and thankfully Samsung were actually quite good with their warranty repair, but that's the last time that I actually have had a properly broken phone.
And now it's my turn. I always have a case on my phone. I never take it off. I was on a work trip a few months ago working on the hydrogen semi-truck video. And as I was getting back to my hotel room at night, I was holding a bunch of stuff and going to open the door, and my phone slipped out of my hand onto a very stupidly designed granite threshold right there at the door opening. Everything would have been fine except for that my Note 10 Plus has a curved screen on it where the case does not protect. My display was completely inoperable, not able to communicate with anybody, and I had to talk with the hydrogen team to coordinate the next day. And I was far away from home and far away from my tools. So I ran over to a local repair shop about a mile down the road, and luckily they did have a screen in stock, but they said their repair guy was out of town and would not be able to fix my phone for a few days. I asked if I could use their tools and fix my phone right there in their shop myself, and luckily they said yes. So I got my Note 10 Plus back up and running for the second time in 4 years. So I learned a few things that day. 1, I will never buy a smartphone with a curved screen again. 2, granite thresholds are really dumb. And it also got me thinking about foldable phones, where if I broke one of the screens, the secondary screen would have allowed my phone to keep on working, which makes picking a folding phone as my next device rather tempting. Have you ever broken a phone? Please do share your story with us. And do you use a case? I'm very curious to know. Huge thanks to my friends for jumping on and sharing their stories with us. And thanks to you for watching. I'll see you around.